So the last video, we talked about how you keep saying you leaving Bedside and your bills is laughing in your face saying you ain't going nowhere. We talked about not quitting cold turkey in the last video, and we talked about building up our financial resources with awareness, consideration, identified goals, and small changes, right? But as I mentioned before, that's money. That's the practical side. But most nurses mess up, and I messed up myself, not getting the numbers to work, not getting the savings to start compounding. But I began to self-sabotage when I wanted to start my first assisted living facility. If you don't understand why that's happening, everything that we already planned and talked about in the last video is going to fall apart. So let's talk about the part that nobody puts in the plan. You have to build up and strengthen your emotional resources and your emotional reserves. You must fill your gas tank up before any long distance trip, or as they say in the airplane, put your own oxygen mask on first before you help the person sitting next to you. As we dig into concrete ways to build these emotional reserves, I just want to tell you who I am. My name's Tiffany Neal. I'm a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. I became a nurse in my mid-30s. I've owned assisted living facilities. I've consulted on how to help other people start theirs, and I do help current students and nurse hopefuls to get into the field and to thrive there. So let's go back onto these emotional reserves. You got to start with acknowledging your feelings. And I know it's basic, but let me break it down for you. I want you to write out exactly how you feel from day to day about your job, about the leadership where you work, about your coworkers. I want you to write it down, helping you figure out exactly why you feel the way that you feel and how it is impacting your behavior from day to day. It allows us to structure our thoughts and to sort of figure out what we like, what we don't like, what are pain points, what are triggers, what are things that nourish us and things that make us feel whole and good about ourselves. After you write out your feelings about just where your life is right now, I want you to give yourself permission to dream bigger. And this is something that I had to do at multiple points in my life. Of course, as nurses and medical professionals, we're happy to have job stability. When we keep hearing about 10,000 layoffs at this tech company and 20,000 layoffs at this company, we're happy that we have stable jobs. However, you're allowed to dream bigger. Just like you're allowed to enjoy what you have right now. There's no right and there's no wrong. Maybe it has always been your dream to become a nurse and you are like, I finally arrived. But we don't stop growing and stop dreaming as we reach our goals. We make new ones. So recognize that you are worthy and you're not ungrateful if you want something more or something different for yourself. You're worthy if you don't want something more or something different from yourself and you just want to be the best you that you can be exactly where you are. There's nothing wrong with that. For some people, nursing is their entire life. It's their entire identity. It's their entire source of joy and pride. It's their entire source of fulfillment, and that's beautiful. But for some people, it's a job. It's a job that we're proud of, and we're clocking in to do the best that we can. But when we clock out, we don't get personal enjoyment or fulfillment or self-identity from that, and that is also fine. Give yourself permission to dream big and look to nurses that have moved beyond bedside or have blended different careers within their bedside occupation. So nurses who pivoted, like politicians, nurses that own healthcare businesses, nurses that do lifestyle and content creation, in addition, to bring joy to other healthcare professionals that get where they're coming from. And of course, one of the ways to build up these emotional reserves is therapy. I have to suggest it. It's helped me at multiple times in my career and in my personal life to stabilize. Also, you want to begin to reset boundaries as ways to clear up these emotional reserves and keep them ready. As you and your vision grow, you're going to have a lot of people that want to share opinions about that, about everything that you share with them. They're going to give you a lot of advice on what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should do it, how you shouldn't do it. Or wouldn't it be great if you did this? Or maybe when you open your med spa, you can have this, and maybe this, and maybe that. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to take advice from people who have succeeded where you hope to succeed. You want to take advice from people who have tried and maybe even failed that can tell you what not to do. It's valuable unless it's disingenuous, and then you want to just filter it out with a smile. Oh, that's interesting. You think that I should do lipo at my med spa where I'm just planning on doing injectables and I don't know how to do lipo. That is so interesting. I'll keep that in mind. keep it in mind for as long as it deserves to be there. I'll just put it that way. So I'm gonna give you a weird example. For my nursing school game, where are you at? Tap it in the comments. Tell me your favorite video game. In video games, when you're fighting an opponent, sometimes certain opponents have weapons or characteristics that can cause a status effect, right? Let's say you're fighting someone in a game and you acquire something that's called a bleed effect or blood loss effect. That means basically your character is hemorrhaging. Just like hemorrhaging in the ER, it's gonna slowly drain the life out of you, right? Maybe you have 100 health points and that's like your full status bar. You're healthy, you're thriving, you're great. But if you get that blood loss status effect, you're losing like -10 every few minutes. And it doesn't feel like a lot. It's pesky because when you need that full HP to face a really big challenge, like a boss fight in a video game or a business in real life, you're going to address those side effects before they affect your overall performance, okay? You wanna do it before you go into battle. So you have to prioritize your mental health to support these big shifts in your life, and you have to clear up the space to think bigger and think clearly about what you want. Many of us have status effects that we've acquired from fighting with different people and scrapping and wrestling and all types of stuff with life changes, with life events, with childhood struggles, with contentious relationships, and they are affecting us in our subconscious, but we're not conscious of the fact that it is draining us. Anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, damaging negative relationships. They're pulling from your reserves every day and you think it's normal because it's been there for so long. But it's underestimated tremendously. You have to cultivate a healthier relationship with yourself because if you build without it, everything that you build is at risk of crumbling. First of all, you're not gonna build something healthy when you yourself are unhealthy inside. What you think would make the best business plan when you are running on 3 hours of sleep a night, when you hate your job, when you hate your partner, when you hate where you live, when you feel depressed, when you cry every day on your lunch shift, what you can even dream of at that time that seems like a solution is not gonna be what you can dream of and create when you're getting 8 hours of sleep every night and you're waking up and you have the energy to go to the gym or take a walk and you're getting fresh air and you're not dependent on caffeine to live and you like your job and you like your partner, and you like where you live and you're happy with your life. What you develop from a sense of scarcity and sadness is always going to be subpar to what you develop from a sense of abundance and joy. And that's just the bottom line. There is a mindset shift that's needed to go higher. And without that, many of us find that we may reach a higher level, but we don't have the tools to sustain it. I went through that myself. That's why I'm talking about it now. So you want to take accountability for mistakes that you've made that have affected your career or your personal life. But most importantly, you want to pivot out of those toxic cycles. You want to pivot out of toxic relationships. And maybe it can't happen overnight, but you want to transition into giving yourself more room to be healthier and to be whole. So everything I walked you through in part 1 with the finances and part 2 with the emotional part, that is the foundation. But maybe you're like, Tiffany, okay, I get this, but I'm going to need you to walk me through step by step. I want to do what you did. I want to create a residential assisted living facility. Yes, I get it. Okay. So I'm going to be launching a training series. It's free. It's free. Sit down, calm down, relax. We're going to be training with live Q&A every Monday. We're going to be going deep dive on assisted living facilities specifically because that's what I know how to do. That's what I'm an expert on. That's what I've done time after time. That's what I have helped coach others to do. But what I haven't done is do it in a mass situation. I've only done it one-on-one. So it's going to be free because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't really know how to brain dump my knowledge to more than one person without overwhelm. So I'm learning and you're going to learn too. And you're going to give me feedback. You're going to help me build this thing. You know, as I'm building in real time, when it's polished and when it's a course or when it's a mentorship and it costs a lot of money, you can say, I got all of this for free. The graphics might have not been as great as the finished product, or maybe the video effects were not as cool, but I got all of this for free. We're going to run through some modules every Monday. I'm going to get your feedback. I'm going to answer your questions. And then this becomes a full course later. So if you want it while it's free, tap in, influence how it gets made. The link is in the descriptions. Come on and build with me. I love you guys. Bye.